Now on BBC Radio Berkshire, it's Mike Reid.
Good afternoon. Willkommen, bienvenue. Just gone 1:30. Now, a man from Wokingham risked £26,000 of his savings just so his local band could headline the Hammersmith Apollo in London. We had him on months and months ago. How did it go? We'll find out from Ian Penfold in a few minutes. Whether people turned up, or whether they didn't, or whether they had to pay for it, as they say in showbiz. You're smiling, so it must have gone reasonably well. Just to remind people, we had you in a few months back. You were going to lash out £26,000 for the privilege of playing at Hammersmith Apollo. First of all, have you lost all that, or did you get any of it back, or all of it back? Have you broken even, or are you a bit out of pocket?
I am £674 out of pocket.
So, a good deal then.
It was absolutely fantastic.
So it cost you £600 to play there.
Yeah,
that's
and we
fantastic.
could have actually have done it for less, but actually the closer I got to breaking even, the more bits I spent, things like confetti cannons and extra cameramen and such like. So
all rock groups have confetti cannons.
it was
Yeah, absolutely.
worth every penny.
Yeah, and you're not divorced, which is good.
Not divorced. No, my wife was very much part of the team. She did a great job selling all the tickets. She was there on the night, shivving all the bands around.
Did you
with
get
my
all
sister.
your mates in helping you? Is that the plan?
We had a small team working backstage. So Graham Steele and my sister and wife Janet came and helped out in the back.
I guess there are things you're not allowed to do. I mean, they provide lighting, security, stuff like that. They have to do that.
So they did the security, the lighting and the sound were professional teams that I had to bring in myself actually to do that.
You need security to stop the screaming fans getting in and tearing you to pieces.
Yeah, a bit of a shortage of screaming girls, but it was still okay.
So this was for your birthday, to remind people. You thought, right, let's do it. Let's go for the big one. I'll treat myself. I'll pay 26 grand to hire Hammersmith and perform there.
Exactly right.
So was the performance good? Were you pleased with the sound, the way the band performed?
It was absolutely fantastic. And yeah, we'd put a lot of time into rehearsing and getting tight and thinking about how we were going to use the space as well. Huge stage compared to what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it all worked on the night. As bizarrely, for the first time, I was listening to a recording of it last night. And you know what? We played it really well. There were no horrible moments where things went wrong, not too many bum notes. It just actually worked. So.
Excellent. It is a big stage when you get out there. And you think, wow, it's like walking out the Palladium. You think, you've got to fill the stage. And there are, a few thousand people out there, and you're one little person.
Yes.
So it's...
I picked up a few tricks along the way. We had a big platform that ran round the back, so we could run up ramps and across the back, and it just kind of filled the stage enough to give us just enough space to be.
And you could use the
in.
lighting to great effect as well.
Yes, yeah. I mean, we really had a super lighting team. I think the guy doing the lights was just as enthused as we were, and he does it every day of the week.
Oh, lovely.
We had the mirror ball, huge mirror ball, and lots of light shining on that. It really, really did.
And you must have checked out which last major group was on before you and which one was coming up. You must have checked that out.
I'm not sure I did,
Didn't you?
Actually, I know Pan and Teller were on the week after, because several people that were actually playing went to see them the following week, which must have felt a bit odd, sitting in the audience.
Yeah.
And I think I did at one stage know who was playing before us, but I can't. It doesn't stick in the memory.
But it's certainly, I don't know how many, what's it seat there, 3,500, 4,000?
There's 3,500.
3,500.
Yes.
So how many seats did you fill?
2,048.
That's very good.
You wouldn't believe I had some figures sitting in front of me here. But 2,048.
Could you be more specific?
Yes.
Yeah, but that is good. I mean, 2,000 in there is pretty good. So you're heading for 2/3 full. So
yeah, I mean, it filled the stalls, which was kind of the main aim, and then we kind of took the first bank of the circle as well. It certainly didn't feel empty. It actually felt very full. And
people would have been on your side. That's the thing. They would have been willing you to do well. Now, what about the other groups? Did they let you down, or were they just as good?
No, the other groups were absolutely fantastic. They all played brilliantly. They all played their part in getting the crowd in there, because that was kind of the only way it was going to work, was being that big team effort. I says, well, actually, I can't get 2,048 people in there on my own. The bands were kind of part of the conversations before they came on, was you have to bring some people in, and they did.
Did they bring coaches up?
There were some coaches, there's some coaches up from Wokingham and Ascot and Guildford and various places, so we had coaches turning up outside.
Did you, as the headline act, of course, because you're the one with the dosh, did you play the old trick of making sure the others didn't sound quite as good, the volume was down, the lighting wasn't quite as good? So many major bands make sure that the band in front, the supporting bands, are not sounding as good.
And we didn't, actually. When I was first talking to the sound crew and the light crew, which must have been over a year ago, they kind of implied that if that's what I wanted to happen, that's what would happen.
Absolutely, I know. I wasn't joking. They do it.
Yeah. And I said, absolutely not. It's not. The other bands put in so much effort, and they were so much fun as well. We all ended up quite close at the end, as it were. It would have been completely the wrong thing to do, so we didn't.
Oh no, it's that. But you're right. I mean, they are used to doing that with headline acts who don't want to be usurped by the support act.
Yeah.
So did you all come on stage at the end?
Yes. So it was always the plan. Rather than just Hidden Agenda doing the encore, we actually got all the other bands to come back on stage, and we played Proud Mary, and then we all did the Time Warp. So we had all the crowd doing the Time Warp as well, which is how Hidden Agenda normally finish their act anyway. But with all those people there,
it's a very cheap way of getting a standing ovation. I know. Will you all stand up? Oh, look, we got a standing ovation.
Yep.
Because they're all standing. It's a con. I mean, it's brilliantly done. I mean, you're in showbiz.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. It worked, and it was great. For the band that had to go on first, as it were. Which was quite a long way in the past. By the time we got on there, as it were, it felt right to have them on for the encore as well.
Yeah, absolutely right. So, how did you feel afterwards when you got home that night? Was one of those air punching moments?
It was. Yes, eventually it was. I mean, there was a whole bunch of clearing up to be done afterwards. So what I really wanted to do was, walk off the stage, hand my guitar to somebody who hit the bar. Fortunately, I had to get involved in the clearing up. But by about it's about 12 o'clock, we hit the bar. Still in there at about 3 o'clock. And yeah, absolutely, it was such an intense process to actually 2 years of planning. So to actually have succeeded and get to the end and think, right, nothing's gone wrong, nothing can now go wrong, as it were. It was absolutely
So how does your
fantastic.
wife feel now married to a rock god?
Oh, I'm sure she's completely thrilled with it. But
Do you strut around the house holding your tummy and going, excuse me?
no, not quite. But,
and what about another one? You've got the taste now. You must have a taste for it. Thinking, well, I didn't lose any money really, so why not do another one?
Something will happen. A few people have suggested. I was talking to the band that were on before us in the week, and they said, "Oh, we quite fancy the Albert Hall." And I think, well, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while to come back, but there will be something else.
I think the Albert Hall do chop up quite a bit. I think that it is more expensive.
Yes,
there's no question about that.
Yes, and actually, I mean, I always wanted to do the Apollo because the Apollo was, to me, it was that kind of iconic venue. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad one to have on the CV to have done the Albert Hall, but I'm not in any real hurry, I'd have to say.
No, I mean, that's more of a financial risk, I think, the Albert Hall, definitely.
Yeah. But,
so what are the next plans for the band now?
Well, I mean, the band's doing what the band does best, as it were. We're playing weddings and functions and sort of locally parties and bits and pieces. We're just going to carry on doing the same, to be quite honest, There's, as I say, there is a show lurking there somewhere. The way that we wrapped up the whole evening as a show with the four bands.
Yeah.
There are plans to kind of develop that and perhaps take it into slightly smaller venues. Maybe the Hexagon, or we did something at South Hill Park last year.
What about the Unknown Band Tour?
We could
do a tour of the UK, and people turn up to see four unknown bands who are just really enthusiastic.
We could try that. It feels like a lot of work, but yes, we could do that.
You're talking about weddings. I mean, they do have a lot of festivals for brides, where they show off things like that. So you could tell people you did the wedding festival.
Yep.
They might think you had a lisp, and you did the wedding festival. So I think it'd be a good idea, good wheeze.
Could possibly be.
Or you could set up the wedding festival.
Yes, well, somebody mentioned Glastonbury the other day,
Well, they said, don't play Glastonbury.
I think that was probably it, yes, don't ever try to do that.
At the smaller stage, direct from the Hammersmith Apollo.
Yeah, but, yes, because we can do that now. So hot from the stage at the Hammersmith Apollo.
People used to use that years ago as a great line, so-and-so is back from the USA. In the days when you couldn't check before Google, so-and-so is back, and you said, wow, back from US tour. It was just a lie.
Yes,
it was just a PR stunt.
Yeah, well, we don't even have to lie. So
So what about, is there a CD of it available now to your fans?
There will be eventually. It's a lot of work. We had a lot of cameras there and a lot of people doing sort of backstage footage and interviews and such like. And there's a team beavering away at the moment to turn that into something that we can
you're doing
show.
Sort of post-production video, are
yes,
you?
Yes. And as I say, I was kind of fiddling with the recording last night because I'm trying to make that sound as it should be, sort of get the mix on that right. So yeah, it's coming. But,
oh well, listen, come back and let us know when it's there, and when there's a CD and a DVD from it.
I'm sure there will be. Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. I can't wait to hear your version of Proud Mary. Ian Penfold and the band. What's the band called again?
The band is called Hidden Agenda.
Hidden Agenda. That's right. It's not on your T-shirt though.
It's on the back of my T-shirt.
It's on the back. Yeah. You see. Is that the evening? Was it called Totally Funked?
Yes. But no, it was the Soul and Funk Spectacular. So that's.
I bet people turned up thinking, there must be some well-known soul and funk bands on, and got in there and found it was you and probably enjoyed it just as much.
Well, a fair number of those tickets did actually go out to the public, so that wasn't, when I say 2,048, I think probably about sort of 700 of those went out to just genuine members of the public that saw the publicity, decided it was a good evening, came along and had a great time with us.
What fun. Well done, Ian. Let us know when the CDs are around. 13 minutes to 2, BBC Radio Berkshire.